Okay. So, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, you guys, yeah. Let's go ahead and just get started. I'm doing a ClairTarot reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watches. Also for the cross watches. Hold on. Let me just push this back. Oh. Okay. There we go. All right. Oh, what the fuck did I do? Oh, good God. I mixed it all up. Shit. Oh, dear God. Y'all. Sagittarius. This is this is to me, this is an indicator. Y'all saw the title. Sagittarius, protect your energy from their bullshit. They don't want you to get this message. I don't know who they are, but they don't want you to get this message. Let me just finish fixing these cards. What the heck did I do to my cards? I shuffled them. That's what I did. All right, there you go. So, all right, here goes, guys. That was lovely. All right, Sagittarius. We've been having interesting readings thus far. Very interesting readings for the signs. Very positive, very empowering. And then Sagittarius comes up and it's like, protect yourself. What the fuck? Okay. What's being attempted on Sagittarius? I kind of want to know because I'm really sick and tired of Sagittarius being messed with. Here we go. Okay. Okay. I think you're doing this to yourself, Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on. It might be insecurities. It might be fear of success. It might be ego or pride. And this is not a laundry list of why you suck. I don't think you suck. It's the energy. I'm picking up on the energy. It might be you that's blocking your own progress. And it's not going to resonate for everyone either. Not going to resonate for everyone. So let's see. Okay, you get 2. Oh my God, you get 2 as well. There, 1. More cards. I'm told from this deck as well. Oops. All right. One more. One more. All right. Here it goes. Yep, shady stuff going on. I saw that. Oops. I saw that. Shady stuff's going on. I don't know who's doing the shady stuff, though. We'll find out. We'll definitely find out. We always do. All right. Ooh. Yeah, definitely. Definitely attempts to mess you up. You're in a massive cycle right now, Sagittarius. It's like you're in a cycle of creation, elevation, growth, rebirth. So you had a big, bold vision and you went for it. Okay. Or you're about to go for it. And this is a decision that's going to really change your life. So what's happening now is you're needing to have faith in yourself in this, because it's a rebirthing process. And if you don't know, birth is very messy. All right. It's not like it's messy. It's messy, it's stressful, it's something that will exhaust you, deplete you, but in the end, it's very much worth it. So you have a big, bold vision that's gonna bring to fruition this rebirthing of yourself. And the rebirthing is going to require that you put into action the knowledge you've acquired over the course of your life. Wisdom, card number 22, wisdom. Your, ooh, look at this. Look at this. 3 plus 1 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. Mirrors. Your faith and your wisdom should mirror each other. Your level of faith in your wisdom should be at a place where it will help you to rise. Okay. And this is your faith in yourself, not other people's faith in you. So I thought it might be you that was doing this, but I think, I don't think it's you per se. I'll explain what I mean. Card number 19, Naz, feel loved and proud. So here's the thing, part of that big, bold vision and this rebirthing and faith and wisdom has to do with you seeking outside validation. That's a very common thing for people to do. It's not like, oh, you're fake, or what else would people think about that? Oh, you're doing it for the clout or whatever. No. There's a part of you that wants to make other people proud. That's a very common thing. There's nothing dishonorable, weak, or, flawed about that. It's just a natural part of being a human. Okay. But here's the thing, that's being exploited. There are people who are trying to make you think like their presence in your life is necessary. They're protecting you. They're sheltering you. Take a good hard look at that. You're that bird. Are you being nurtured, protected, and, provided for? No, you're being caged in. Okay. You're being caged in. So that's the thing. Their influence on you, for if you're looking at this card the way I'm looking at it, their influence on you is overreaching at this point. It's overreaching. It's become overgrown and is now obstructing your path, your ability to fly. So that needs to be addressed. Okay. Does that, when I say it needs to be addressed, do I mean you need to confront them and tell them they're messing up your? No, it means you and yourself need to have a conversation. What am I doing? Who is this person to me? Why am I giving them that much authority over my journey? And it's this thing of like, sometimes the label, the perception we have of who that individual is supposed to be for us gets in the way of who they actually are. Sometimes when we really commit ourselves to like, okay, this person is the one for me. This is the one. This is, oh, this is my twin. It's me and them, me and them. And what if they're not supposed to be there the whole time? But you and your perception, your commitment to this perception that they are there for your entire life, that's their place, that's what they're supposed to do, that's what's causing the overgrowth. So in some sense, you are kind of doing this to yourself. If you can recognize that, if this resonates with you and you can recognize what you're doing, then you stand to empower yourself to shift that and turn it into something more beneficial. Like, hey, this is an amazing connection we have. For however long we have this connection, it's going to be amazing. They can help me to see things within myself that sometimes is difficult for me to process or even acknowledge. And I don't expect them to be here for my whole life, but as long as they're here, we're going to maximize this time together. That's actually more powerful than like, I'm going to make it work. I love them so much. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to hang in there. Because really, what are you holding on to? Look at that. I'm going to hang in there. I'm going to hold on to it. So what's that do? It creates a cage. Okay. It creates an overgrowth, a cage, something that was once pure in intent is now a prison of the heart, the mind, and the soul. We don't want that. We don't want that. True love frees you to be who you are, as you are, where you are, when you are. Okay. True love is very freeing. Card number 22, Capricorn, I use. Number 22, wisdom. I use wisdom. Okay. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4, 4, 4. All right. This is about self. It's time for you to take a look at yourself. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. 5 minus 1 is 4. If you really want to go backwards, if you really want to see the depth of what this is about, it's about you. It's about your process. Not about this is your fault. It's your fault. No, blame is not necessary. Just a recognition of where your journey is headed, what you need to recognize about yourself, within yourself. That's what's important. That's what's important. Card number 29, seeing the true you. Again, there's no tea to spill. If you are experiencing a dark night of the soul, nothing like black water to be the perfect place to look at your reflection. Look at you naked in your truth, seated in the throne room of your heart. Okay? So see who you are. See who you are at the end of the day. You don't need external validation. It's nice to have external validation, but you don't need it to be who you are. You don't need it to succeed. You don't need it to get further in your journey. Sometimes that simple act of rebellion of, no, I'm not going to stay down. You kick me down, but I'm not staying down. Sometimes that little act of rebellion is one of the most powerful things you could ever do for yourself. This whole, you're trying to make me feel bad because now I'm chasing my dreams. Not only am I chasing my dreams, I'm recognizing I'm not chasing. I'm running with them. I'm like a leaf being blown by the wind, and I'm recognizing I am the wind. I am the leaf. I am my dream made into flesh. I'm living my dream right now. And if people can't understand that, the people that you count on to be your support system, the people who are supposed to encourage you, are not encouraging you, not supporting you, not letting you have your moment, you can still keep loving them while you also keep honoring what your needs are in that moment. You can do both. It's not an all or nothing. Okay. I think that's one of the things that Sagittarius struggles through is this all or nothing mentality. Like it has to be this, this, and this. And if one component is off, it's like, no, that's unacceptable. Why? Why is it unacceptable? Because you committed to a specific expectation. So if one component is unacceptable, okay, let's put it in these terms, okay? You just had a car custom made for you. It's like $100,000 car, gorgeous, gorgeous car. The color you want, all the little details you want, all the little upgrades you want. But what? The key is black. I wanted that to be some like, I don't know, what kind of keys do they have? What? I have to have a black plastic on my key. I don't want a black. No, that's not going to work. Okay, is that like reasonable? No, it's not. It's not. It's not reasonable. So you can't commit to that type of unreasonable expectation with no flex, no give, no flexibility, no willingness to flow with it. You're creating blockages for yourself when you have that kind of mentality. And when you create blockages, usually that involves building internal walls. And you do that enough, you're going to have a prison, okay? You're going to be locked within yourself, unable to see, hear, or feel anything on the outside. And then you're going to wonder, I don't even know who I am. I feel like I'm lost. No, you're not lost. You're imprisoned. That's deep. You're not lost. You're in prison, building so many walls to protect yourself because of your commitment to your unreasonable expectations. I mean, it's okay to have expectations just as much as it's okay to have expectations and recognize not all of them are going to come to fruition. Okay. And that's okay. So, card number 44, attraction. When you have that mindset of, I'm committing to this expectation, and if it doesn't happen the way I'm expecting it to happen, it's all fucked, then you're attracting a situation where everything is going to be fucked. It's how it works. How it works. Okay. You'll attract the people and the circumstance to bring that to fruition. Because although you're like, I don't want this to happen, I don't want this to happen, all your soul, the universe, and energy knows is the very event that you're fixating on. It's not focusing on the not wanting that. I guess it's kind of just partially listening. Like, I don't want to gain weight. I don't want to gain weight. I don't want to gain weight. And what happened? I gained weight. So, card number 20, oblivion, open your arms. And look at that. You can't rip your wings off and try and package yourself in a way that's more socially acceptable and then wonder why you can't fly. Does that make sense, Sagittarius? Ripping your wings off to package yourself in a more socially acceptable manner and then wondering why you can't fly. You want to fly? Be who you are. Stop trying to fit in and be the type of image that society is wanting, what's hot and fresh at the moment. No, you're more than just a flash in the pan. You have an X factor about you, and you're more than just a flash in the pan. And if you're going to play these games that's played like on social media, in social circles, even in spiritual circles, you're going to be nothing but a novelty. And that's one hell of a shame. That is one damn shame, to diminish yourself to be just a novelty, to just be another follower. You have to protect your energy. Right now, you're experiencing so many fluctuations in emotion, so many fluctuations in your perception of who you are and your soul purpose and your decisions, the validity of your life's choices, that it's very easy right now to fall into the trap of trying to fit in, trying to do what other people are doing so you can be better accepted. And that's not the goal of your life. You're so much more than that. 71% at 835. Woo. 71% at 835. 7 plus 1 is 8. 8. 3 plus 5 is 8. 888. That's the highest level of reunification. Reunification of self and soul, masculine and feminine energies within. This is your higher self right now in this moment, asking you to go from a duality to a reunified totality. This is about calling all your parts back to yourself. All of this permission you granted other people to cage you, to assist you in your attempt to cage yourself so that you can't fly. Look at that. You're caged. And then, oh, look at that. When you got out of the cage, you went and cut your own wings off, put flowers instead, Yeah. That's needing to stop. That's just needing to stop. So a lot of things are being done in silence. Moon, soul. This card is all about you hiding these aspects of yourself. Sometimes the most powerful, most beautiful aspects of self, most beautiful and powerful aspects of soul are hidden away because guess what? Those really beautiful, powerful parts are very rarely easily accepted by society. Well, here's the thing, Sagittarius. You have such a way about you, such a charisma, that if you were to allow yourself to just be yourself, so many more people would be drawn to you. You wouldn't just be following trends, you'd be setting them. You would be trailblazing. You would be a phoenix on the rise, allowing the flaring of your sacred flame to help reignite the flames of others, to help illuminate their path so they can find their way back home to themselves. That's a massive, massive responsibility. That's a huge honor to be tasked to be that type of soul for other people. That's huge. And the way you accomplish that is just by being yourself. You feel like you're being played as a sacred fool, but you're not. You're in full control. Whatever people are saying or doing, however they're behaving, that's causing you to feel very much pressured to release your dreams, you are pulling those strings. Again, you are attracting to yourself attraction. You're attracting to yourself your own oblivion. So if you find yourself very much living out your dreams at this point, and it's kind of scary, and then suddenly, as you're at the cusp of really, really, truly bringing to fruition, long-term sustainable fruition, the tangibility of your dreams manifesting, you find yourself afraid, and suddenly all these people, all these reasons come flooding in as signs of why what you're doing is selfish and it needs to be given up. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Your insecurity called that in. Your insecurity needed an excuse to abandon ship. Success was too tangible. It felt too real, and it was too scary. It was too scary because what if I succeed? And I can't allow myself to shrink back down. I can't allow myself to continue with whatever it is that I'm trying to do to convince myself that I'm not enough. Well, there you go. There you go. So those aren't signs. That's you attracting to yourself a projection of the excuses you've been coming up with internally. That's deep. That's deep. So with purity comes power. You have to allow yourself to purify your thoughts, purify your feelings, allow to burn away anything that has any sort of distortion. If you don't know where this thought or this feeling is rooted, burn it. If you don't know where this guidance is coming from, burn it. Whatever is pure will remain. Whatever has been tainted by, I don't know, will be burned up and transmuted. It will be transformed into the fuel for your rise. There you go. You're going through a transformation. You're going through a transformation in a way that only a fire sign could go through. So much adversity, challenge, a ramping up of really, really intense circumstance, usually internal. Typically, fire signs don't like to externalize their struggles, because heaven forbid someone potentially think that they can't handle whatever it is they're going through. Yeah, you don't need to put up that front. Whoever would tear you down for struggling, they were only looking for a reason to justify their intention to tear you down. You didn't give them that thought. You didn't plant that seed by sharing your struggle. They already had no intention of supporting you. They were just looking for a reason to justify their unfair maliciousness. So screw them. Screw them. You didn't need their approval anyways. They weren't going to help you. They weren't wanting you to rise. So I'm just trying to figure out what deck. Okay. I'm going to read you guys some poetry. Hold on. Just put this aside. Ugh. All right, Sagittarius. This is a message from your soul, okay? Ooh, that looks fiery. Hold on. I was told the 17th card. Ooh, what's up? Okay. All right. Card number 37. 37. Sacred soul sister. When you are conscious, a cloud of sadness surrounds you. When you are beyond consciousness, the moon rests in your arms. When you are conscious, the beloved moves out of your reach. When you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. When you are conscious, you are depressed like fall. When you are beyond consciousness, the winter cold feels like spring. All your wavering is due to your longing to be stable. Look for instability until you become stable. I love you. I am your other self. I am with you always, your partner on this soul journey. I am the you that you do not see. I am the you that speaks through intuition and instinct. I whisper and sing and shout my praise, truth telling to you through your dreams, through your body. I'm the you that is wise, that trusts in life, that knows. I am the you that sees reality rather than appearance. I am the you that knows how to be happy and free. Mm, mm, that's deep. There is a valid point of view that we travel this path of our life journey alone. Our deepest descents into the psyche happen alone. We meet death alone and come into the world alone. And yet, there is a vaster perspective that we are never alone, that it would be impossible to really be alone. We are connected to all of life, and there's no such thing as being alone in reality, only in limited and temporary perception. As if such community was not enough, there is a partner, an ally who journeys with you from birth to death and beyond, again and again. You have a sacred sister, a sister of your soul. She weaves the stories of truth through dreams and insights that come upon you as if from nowhere. Perhaps they drop into your mind or seem to erupt from within you, but that's her talking to you, demanding or reassuring, depending on what the occasion best calls for at that moment. Her truths may seem overly dramatic, so you may discount them as workings of an overactive imagination. Or perhaps her truth tales are so subtle you dismiss them as meaningless, fleeting fancy. The wise ones know, however, that the truths of the sacred soul sister are powerful, relevant, and worthy of time and attention. They know her oftentimes strange and startling offerings hold the keys to unlock entire worlds, to open up new realities, and to transform the nature of our existence, from the deepest and most esoteric spiritual levels to the most palpable, practical, daily realities of our living bodies in the physical world. Your sacred soul sister is your partner in consciousness. Make no mistake, she is you. She is just the part of you so great you cannot always see her from your conscious mind. It is a sort of like the eye. It is sort of like the eye of the dog trying to see its whole self, which is a bit tricky, for as it moves to see its rear, so the rear is moved along too. So rather than through direct perception, the sacred soul sisters met through reflection. What the sacred soul sister is, if you haven't caught on, that's your shadow aspect. That's your shadow self. Stop being so afraid of your shadow that you continue to run from her. Think of it. Every event of your life, every single moment of your life, you've spent alone, according to your perception. You come into life alone, you die alone, you leave this life alone. You dive into your deepest thoughts alone. You're not alone though, just like the card's talking about. You're not alone. Your shadow follows you everywhere. When you face the light of your truth, it follows behind you like a lovesick puppy. When you turn away from your own light, because the truth is something so scary that you refuse to process it, to look it in the eyes, there's your shadow, ready, arms open, willing and able to accept you, even at your most vulnerable. Your shadow loves you. Why are you so afraid of it? Your shadow is so strong, contains the most strongest aspects of yourself, that it has no desire to shine. Instead, it continues to lift you up, continues to help you gain better clarity on the gravity, the texture, the depth of your light. Because really, what we're taught by spiritual circles is love and light, love and light. If you exist simply in the positive and simply in light all the time, you become light blind with no idea of the gravity of what your light can do. Light is light is light. But when you juxtapose even a small shred of light with a really deep darkness, if you juxtapose a dying ember with complete darkness, how beautiful the glow. You see within that dying ember the potentiality of another sacred flame bursting forth, right? So that's what your shadow is trying to get you to do. Right now, you're existing in a dark night of the soul, which you rightfully should be in. It's not punishment. Stop trying to rush through it. Stop trying to understand it, because in your attempt to understand, and let me just let you know in case you weren't aware, your attempt to understand this dark night of the soul is the monkey mind's attempt to gain a foothold of enough information so that you could avoid it, so you can exit from it prematurely. So stop trying to understand this dark night of the soul. Allow yourself to be fully immersed with the knowing. You are that ember. You still glow. You still carry within you, once you allow the wind to be blown, the opportunity, the potentiality to become another blazing inferno again. And what is wind but the exhalation of creation, right? When creation spoke, that word was made into flesh. When you speak things into being, you are creating. When you speak of your feelings, when you allow yourself to express your needs, your dreams, your hopes and aspirations, when you allow yourself to release all of these fears that you've been having, you lessen your commitment to those fears. You lessen your commitment to those perceived limitations. And really, the only limits that exist are the ones you believe in. So when you begin to communicate, and you don't have to go on a live and tell everyone all of this. I know Sagittarius doesn't like people to know when they're having a hard time, when they're struggling through their lessons, when they're struggling through life. That's fine. If you want to continue to put up like a public image, that's fine. That's a part of your coping and protection. That's not a wrong thing as long as it's balanced and not interfering with your growth. It's not wrong to have walls, but recognize if you continue to build walls instead of processing the reasons that caused you to build the walls in the first place, you will then wake up one day realizing you've built yourself a prison. And only you have the key. Only problem is if you don't recognize it in time, you'll forget to build a wall with a door in it. So a key won't even matter. You'll just be stuck. Okay? So protect yourself. Protect yourself from these thoughts of lack of worth, lack of ability. Those are illusions. Stop committing to an illusion. Okay? When voicing fears, aren't you making them a reality? When you think of them, they're already a reality. just because they're locked within you doesn't lessen the fact that it's your internal reality. When you allow yourself to voice, you're releasing. It's that fear of it coming to fruition that's actually made it come to fruition. And just because you've hidden it very well behind your walls doesn't make it any less so. Doesn't make it any less so. You know, just saying. That's just my perception. You don't have to agree or believe me. But society has taught us that if we ignore it enough, it no longer exists. That's how we claim power. We've ignored the suffering of children in third world countries. Has it ceased their suffering? We've ignored the separation between our people. There's only one race, the human race. Has it ceased the separation? That's the problem with high vibe culture. Teaching you that if you ignore it, it doesn't exist. If you exist within your bubbles, then you won't have demonic issues. If you don't believe in demons, then demons don't exist. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. I don't believe in Susie Joe. Does she exist? Abso-fucking-lutely she does. Because she doesn't need my permission to exist. Just like demonic things don't need your permission to exist, they come from source. They have a purpose. And whether we understand their purpose based on our human perception or not, they serve a purpose for creation. Just like fear serves a purpose. Why are we so afraid of fear? Why have we become a people so afraid to feel fear, feel pain? Why? Those are the things that make you so powerful. This recognition of fear bringing your attention to the very things you need to pay attention to. This recognition that the level of pain you experience, the gravity of that pain is directly tied to the depth of learning that that pain gifts you with. Mm, 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 mm. All my children, I labored without any pain medication. This is not to shame women who choose to have pain medication, but I am sharing my personal thoughts on my personal journey. I opted for no pain medication for several reasons. One of those reasons being, this is me proving to myself I would go anything. I would do anything, go through anything for this child. This is me viscerally feeling the depth of my love for this human being that I'm bringing into this world. Because I need a tangible feeling to help me understand something with this depth. This type of love is not something you can put into words. I need to feel it. And then you'd have some people, oh, you're shaming women who, no, I'm not. Get the fuck off of here. Your birth story has nothing to do with mine. Me having some sense of value in the fact that I chose this for myself has nothing to do with the decisions you made for yourself. If you feel me sharing my empowering moment through choosing pain as a teacher is somehow lessening you and your decisions and your journey, that's your issue. Yours, not mine. Just like it was my issue, my thing that I had to deal with when I had nurse after nurse after nurse try and force upon me pain medication that I continued to refuse. You guys, you have to understand, pain is one of the greatest teachers you will ever have in this life. Stop being so afraid of the reasons you came into this life. You came here to learn. And if pain and fear are your greatest teachers, why are you avoiding it so much? Let that kind of marinate a little bit. This is a system, a paradigm of control and separation, subjugation, domination. The most empowering thing is to learn, to be armed with knowledge. Putting that knowledge into action is wisdom. They don't want us to be wise. And that's why fear and pain is so taboo. Well, I don't give a shit what you want. This is my life, my journey. This is my learning patterns. I get to choose my lessons and how I will learn them. You don't get a say. Sagittarius, if you can embody that mindset, because you're not going to live a life free of fear or pain. You're just not. That's pretty much a given. There'll be varying degrees of fear and pain throughout your life. And if you can come to terms with that and just allow yourself to learn, how powerful can you become? And you being powerful has nothing to do with diminishing other people's power. That's another lie. Where if you reclaim your power, if you acknowledge that you're powerful, that you're growing, somehow you're an asshole, somehow you think you're better than everyone. No, you think I'm better than everyone. You think that. You are the one that believes I'm better than you, and it upsets you. I don't think I'm better than you. So when people are coming to you like, oh, you think you're, no, you think that I am. I'm just on my journey. My journey has nothing to do with you. I'm learning for myself. Sagittarius, you have to learn for yourself. No longer are you in a place where you need external validation. You don't actually need it. But if you're still mentally processing and still needing to participate in that paradigm, that societal structuring for a little bit longer, no one gets to judge you for that either. I'm just here speaking my truths to help you rediscover your own. And my truths might not fully align with yours. Maybe my truths are meant to be somewhat abrasive to your ears so that you can question and challenge and find your answers in that way. The fact is, that's all I'm here to do. Get you to question, get you to dig deeper and find your own answers, because you should never just accept what I say as though it's the truth and the end all be all to anything. I'm just a simple girl on YouTube in a room with some cards. And what are these cards? What are they? It's paper and pictures, someone's imagination and interpretation of their imagination. And then I interpret that. So what's that to you? It's nothing until you make it something, until you give it a definition. Do you see how powerful you are? It's nothing until you define it. And no one else can convince you of the definition. Once you've committed to that definition, that's what it is for you. Before I let you guys go, I want to share this one last thing. Growing up, so I'm first generation immigrant, okay? I wasn't born in this country. I'm first generation immigrant. And so we didn't have these like other cuss words. We just had Tagalog cuss words. Putang ina. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have no like other cuss words. And I didn't even know what cussing meant. I didn't even know what cussing meant. Someone accused me of cussing when I was in 4th grade. She was joking. We were in lunch line. She told the lunch lady, "Ooh, she's cussing." I'm like, "What's that?" Like, legitimately didn't know. And then when I was 19, how powerful is this? When I was 19, I worked security. And I had traffic detail at that time, and doing traffic control for holiday shopping. And I wasn't paying attention. The guy got really pissed off and he flipped me off. When I finally let that side of traffic pass, he flipped me off and he yelled out his window, "Cunt." And I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means. And then my coworker, the other officer that was there, he's like, "Did you hear that? He just called you a cunt." And I was like, "Is that a bad word?" He goes, "What do you mean? Is that he called you the C word?" I don't know what that means. That doesn't mean anything to me. I assume he's pissed off because the lines are long and it really has nothing to do with me. If he wasn't like revving his engine, I would have been paying attention because I was staring at him like, are you going to run me over? And I didn't see that the traffic behind me had been stopped so that I could let them go. So to me, it was like no big deal. To now, if someone were to call me that word, it's like, is that English? Where's the root of that word? I don't hear too many. That's my thoughts. I don't get offended. My definition of that word is that's a silly sounding word. One day someone just said that word and was like, we're going to make it a bad word. And then everyone else was like, okay, we'll make it bad. So really, to me, there's no power in that word. You decide. You are the one that decides the power in words by what you define them to be. That's how powerful you are. You create your own reality. And if you want to hand that power over to someone else and have someone else dictate the definitions to you, you're free to do that. But I'm not going to do that. And I'm not going to encourage you to do that. Redefine your world. Redefine who you are. Redefine it. What's the worst anyone can do as you redefine yourself in your world? Tell you you're doing it wrong? Haven't they been saying that anyways? Those are the very same people who never believed in you in the first place. What's new? Nothing. Except how you exist within your creation. That's what's new. That's what's different. How much power you give yourself. That's what's new. That's what's different. So do it. If you're going to wait for someone to give you permission, they're not going to give you permission to do it. It's too empowering. It frees you. It completely dissolves your walls with zero effort. So they're not going to encourage you to do that. They're not. The people who want to be seen as a spiritual guru, spiritual leader, they're not going to encourage you to do that because it would make you their equal. Then they're not special. So they're not going to encourage you to do that. It's the people who don't want fame, who don't want to be noticed, people who are simply sharing truths because that's what the hell their soul is, making them do. And yeah, no, this just, okay, yeah, whatever. I don't care if you agree with what I say or, you know what I mean? Like, this is just what I'm saying. It can mean something to you or it can't, but we're equal. I'm not on a pedestal. I'm not interested in being on a pedestal. So the people who will not give you permission, the people who won't agree with your redefining of yourself, steer clear of them. Steer clear of them. Definitely steer clear of them. You deserve more than that. Okay. So I'm going to get going, guys. I think I want to take a nap or maybe go to sleep. I didn't realize it's 9 o'clock. So I'm going to get going. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell and join me every single time I'm live. I will try and finish the other zodiac signs over the next few days. Be patient with me. I'm a Pisces. That's such bullshit. I'm just really busy, but I'll try and make space so that all the zodiac signs get their readings. Love you guys. Bye.